Hey everyone, nftbroo Josh here, and we are doing another interview today. We have Monty from the Seekers crew. Welcome.
Hello, glad to be here. Very
Yeah,
excited.
thanks for joining. So, usually we start off with a little bit about yourself. So, tell if for anyone who doesn't know, what do you do?
Cool. So, yeah, hey everybody. My name is Monty. I'm the community manager over at the Seekers. So yeah, I'm the human that's given you all of the wonderful announcements, checking stuff up on Twitter. Yeah, and also hosting the quizzes that we do on the old server, which is quite a bit of a favorite of mine. Yeah, and then outside of the crypto space, I do a lot of knitting. I do a bit of like performing around the place, produce some shows. Yeah, stuff and things.
Oh, that'll keep you busy.
Yeah, very busy. I like to do lots of things at once. So,
Yeah,
yes.
and I see the prawns are starting to do the rounds. I saw Max Poker in chat was saying, "Hey, I need one of these prawns." Although I think he got one, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He won one
And
at the last
his,
quiz. So I'm gonna
yeah,
have to start making a bit of like a factory moment, everybody, making prawns. I just made one, but it's not finished. It needs to be stuffed, but I thought a blue one would be
cool,
quite interesting.
cool.
But
Yeah,
that's what they look
yeah,
like before you cook
mix it
them.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So bit of that. Bit of
nice.
that.
Nice, and I was pretty stoked to win that one. That was I wasn't expecting that. I was actually walking home from work at the time. I
Yeah,
had two
really.
phones out. Yeah,
What? Oh my gosh, on the move. Wow, you literally got 24 out of 25. Like,
yeah, yeah. It turns out I know stuff about fluff, but not about Greek gods or whatever it was.
yeah,
I
yeah,
take it down to all those the note taking that I do.
wow, oh my gosh. If it was a perfect 25 out of 25, I mean, I
Yeah, oh, that would have been
would
yeah,
have been legendary, really. But next time.
yeah. So anyway, so how did you get into crypto and NFTs? Like, when did your journey begin?
Yeah, so I'd heard about crypto for a really, really long time. I first heard of Bitcoin back in 2011. Foolishly did nothing, it was just like that sounds cool, and no one explained it very well to me. They're just like, you should buy this thing. It's like $40, and I didn't. And but anyway, so kind of really kicked off for me last year. As you know, oh, kidding. So,
Jeez.
I get distracted. Last year, during like the pretty intense lockdowns in New Zealand, before all those lockdowns, I was producing shows and I was a performer in Auckland. And then with all of the uncertainty, I was just so fed up. I was just like, how can artists survive in this environment? Like what can we do? So me and I have like quite a few we've got 10 flatmates in our house, so there's lots of people to at least like chat to while you're going through a hectic as lockdown. And I live with my like creative partner, so we both do drag together, and we decided he's a like graphic designer as well, so we decided to like do some NFTs. And our other flatmate who works with Seekers as well. He was like teaching us all about it and how to kind of get into it. So we released the NFT like collection. It was just one of one's picture, like these images that we'd created. So yeah, we did that, just dabble just to see what it was like. And then my flatmate said, "Oh, like we're hiring someone for Silo." And it was a community manager role, and I was like, "Well, I've been creating community my whole life. My career has been based on like producing these shows and bringing community together, and like doing all these activations for council and all that sort of stuff." So I was like, "Oh yeah, like it's basically what I do in real life, but on the internet." So I was like, "I'll give that a go." And then applied, and then got the role, and now I've been with Silo Seekers since November, which has been really cool. But yeah, so that's kind of how I got into it. Yeah, and it's been an amazing journey ever since. Like the community's just been awesome, and like you have all your magical internet friends from across the world, and yeah, I've really really enjoyed that.
Oh, that's cool. So what does a day in the life look like when working for Seekers?
Yeah, so basically I wake up, I check out all the Discord and make sure that nothing's burnt down while I was asleep. Same on Twitter. Yeah, checking out what's kind of been happening. And then I plan my weeks and kind of what we go. Like the one of the best things about the Seekers is like not only do we have an amazing community just on our Discord, but we have an amazing ecosystem that we can work with as well. So every week I'm kind of thinking, what sort of activation should we do? Maybe with like Atom or ASM or Fluff or Party Bears or whatever it may be, so that we can just like keep the community engaged and do some fun things, which is great. I've recently gone to Fall Guys. That's a great game.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I need to download that and join in on the next one.
Yes, it doesn't work for Macs though, so it was a bit. I had a bit of technical difficulties, but it's working now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So have you kind of dabbled in the purchasing of many NFTs, or are you kind of stuck to more the community side, like other than your own project initially?
Yeah. So we I have purchased some other NFTs that are like out of the ecosystem. I basically I've got some friends that they give me my not financial advice, and I'm like, all right, okay, I'll try that one. But I'm more purchase like crypto, and I'm kind of like a long holder of crypto, and just because I'm kind of very optimistic on the use cases in the future. I was talking, but yeah. So I hold a bit of crypto and some NFTs as well. Obviously, it's not gang.
So will you be sacrificing anything?
Never! Blasphemy! No, I will not be seeking any seekers. I will not be sacrificing any seekers. Absolutely not. Will you be sacrificing any? There is an incorrect answer.
I haven't picked a side yet, but if you check out my Twitter profile picture at the moment, I'm saving seekers. So, yeah.
Well, we can continue this interview. Good. I mean, loyalty will be rewarded, and that's all I'm saying. So.
Yeah, I did hear that popped out in the pre-quiz, didn't it? Someone was saying loyalty will be rewarded. So interesting to see what that looks like.
Yes.
So what would be your biggest lesson in your crypto NFT journey so far?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I was really fortunate about with my crypto and NFT journey was the fact that I had really good support around me to give me the right information to kind of steer clear of any scams or rugs, and just make sure that I'm being safe and protecting my keys and making sure that I don't lose anything, which is really important because there are just as many kind of scams out there than there are good projects, and even just getting down to downloading a wallet. I recommended my friends to download this wallet, and then as soon as you even look it up on Google, there are all of these scam wallets that come up. Oh, he's spiking even louder. Sorry, but yeah. So just having people that are gonna make sure that you're safe online and give you really sound advice on how to protect all your assets and things.
Yep.
Yeah.
So would that be kind of down the same vein? If you were to give a new person or someone looking to start out in this space, what would your advice be there?
Yeah, I would totally recommend. First, I would help them download a wallet, and I would send them some currency so they can really see how it works, how the transactions work, and also just have something in their wallet so they can see what happens with the markets, and because that's also what my friend did to me, and that really helped. That really helped my journey. And then also, I would say get crypto Twitter, because wild, love that. Endless entertainment. Within my first I feel 2 weeks, I mean, bear in mind I was in lockdown, so there was not a lot else happening, but I was crypto Twitter is wild. I was this place is crazy. So yeah, I would definitely set them up physically when I'm next to them, get them a wallet and do that whole sort of thing with them, and then be get crypto Twitter and just let them experience all that there is to experience. And also get involved with the Discord. Totally. Discord is such an awesome place to discover, meet new friends, and I love it whenever there are events on. And yeah, just get into the Discord. Get into it. You have to fully submerge yourself in this whole moment.
Yeah, that's some good advice. I think as long as on Twitter and Discord you got your DMs off, you're in a pretty good space. But it's really special being able to connect with founders and devs in the Discord. You know, there's not many other, you know, in the world. Like, you've got shares in the company. You can't just have a yarn to the CEO unless you've got a lot of shares. Yeah. No,
Definitely.
very cool.
Yeah.
What's something that's coming up that you're really excited for?
There are a lot of exciting things coming up. I mean, I just saw that Adam purchased their first car for their collection, which is super cool. Obviously, Fluff just celebrated their first birthday, which was an incredible milestone. I mean, just like looking through what's happened in this 1 year, insane. So, what's coming is even wilder. So I'm just, yeah. And with Seekers is quite a bit. I mean, we're up to the last part of our reveal, so I'm super excited for that. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting things in our future. So, yeah.
How many Seekers are still unrevealed?
There are 6 remaining.
Ooh.
6 remaining, yeah. So.
And they've been coming out in batches of 5, haven't they? So there could be a very special one in there. Is there any particular month maybe that you're quite excited for coming up? Or
I don't know. Honestly, I live day by day. I'm like week by week. Like I mean, especially in this space, like it's so hard to guess what's going to happen every week. But I just feel like the space moves so quickly. Like I was away a couple of weeks ago and then had COVID, so I was like kind of had like a little bit off. And even within that time, I'm like, what has happened? What's going on? Like. Now I see the hashtag on Twitter and it's like a coin or something, and I'm like, what is this? What is this?
You miss a day and it feels like a week or a month, really, doesn't it? So much can happen. Yeah.
So much. That's why I love all your updates. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to go check out nftbroo and be like, what's happened? What have I missed? You know?
Yeah. Oh, and I struggle still, you know, there's only so much that I can keep up on. It's generally the Fluff ecosystem and a few other projects or the top headlines, but it helps, I guess. Yeah,
totally. Yeah.
Where do you see NFTs and the metaverse and stuff in like 5 years time?
I think it's really hard to see. But I think a lot more. I think this is it's the only way to go is up. I think that there are just going to be more and more people getting being invested, being interested from all the different spaces. Because for me, when I got into NFTs, I was from a completely different industry. Like I was from live entertainment and theatre and things like that. And what really got me into NFTs was just kind of the longevity of it, this is kind of like the next space in which our art can go, and just seeing how that's kind of going to pan out is really, really exciting for me. So I think once the fear goes away, some people, for example, when we started our NFT, our little NFT project that we just, it was literally just us. We had this great design and we just popped it on OpenSea and we're just like, we'll just see what happens. We really had not a lot of information. We were just trying it out. But already my friend who did the project with me is now on RuPaul's Drag Race, and people saw that he did that and were like, love Yuri Guy, but hate that she did NFTs. And I'm like, you don't even know. They don't even know about they don't really know about NFTs. They don't understand NFTs. And so I think once the understanding that kind of people start to understand what they are and how they work and how they are going to benefit us, then I think it's gonna really pop off from there. So yeah,
sure. Yeah, and I think that's cool, with the whole Fluff ecosystem, isn't it? The user experience, and I mean even the silo side with the communications and stuff. It's going to be cool to see how that works out.
Yeah, especially when it comes to decentralized communication. I think that is something that we as soon as the mainstream catches on to that aspect alone, it's going to be quite amazing, because we use centralized communication every day, all the time, and we don't think about how it works, and we don't think about why it's free and why it's, we totally don't think, everybody can hate on Meta, but they all probably use it, and as soon as the mainstream kind of catches on to why decentralized communication is so important, then I really think that there's going to be a huge shift. Yeah.
So if you're catching up with a stranger or someone and they ask what you do,
Yes.
how do you explain seekers and NFTs to them?
That's a really good question. Because sometimes it's like, I feel bad, but I feel like a lot of crypto people kind of do this. Is it's like kind of like, all right, sit down. Let me tell it. How long have you got? Like, and because there's so much more to explain to somebody that just has like no idea. So yeah, I let them know like I'm in crypto and NFTs, and then if they're like, oh yeah, I know about that. It was actually quite funny. A couple of weeks, a month ago actually, I was at a festival, and I was chatting to this person, and then they're like, oh, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I work in crypto and NFTs, and I was ready for like the let's not talk about it like moment, and then he was like, oh, who do you work for? And I was like, Seekers, and he was like, no way, my brother like made fluff. And I was like, what? I was like, who's your brother? And he's like, Jesse. And I was like, so that was hilarious. I was like, well, don't have to explain the whole NFT crypto thing to you, obviously. That's sweet.
Yeah.
So then we just chatted about Discord like the whole night. It was so funny. I was like, what are the chances?
Oh, epic. Yeah, hopefully.
I was like, it's a small yeah. I kind of think like, when you're walking the supermarket, like, I wonder if these are my friends on Discord, like, and I just don't know who they are in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to have a few more in-person meetups, and then we can figure out if we do know people. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That would be funny.
Do you want to share what your that first NFT project you were involved in was called, or do you?
Oh yeah, it was called Yuri in Purgatory, because we'd actually just we'd done this photo shoot just before that last really long Auckland lockdown, and we were just sitting in purgatory for ages, not being like, we'd planned like more tours and more gigs, and then the lockdown just kept getting longer. So we were like, all right, now we're still at our house, like not doing anything. So yeah, it's called Yuri in Purgatory, and it's just like 3 one-of-ones of like myself, our friend Floor, and Yuri, and yeah.
Oh, cool. We'll check it out on OpenSea.
Yeah.
It has been, I mean, obviously the lockdowns were not great for a lot of people, but it has been cool to see what has come out of that for other people as well. And, when you have a bit more time, a few stories so far I've heard from people is, during the lockdowns, they had a bit more time. So I researched crypto, I researched NFTs, and here I am now, which is quite cool to see. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, we did have a lot of time. So.
Yeah. Well, I think we're almost at the end there. So is there any other advice or anything you'd like to share, or anything on your mind?
My closing words will be, save our seekers and loyalty will be rewarded.
Awesome. All right. Thanks very much for your time today, Monty.
Cool. Thank you so much.